Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Pitch Talk.
We are fans of football dropping vlogs, videos and podcasts on the beautiful game.
Check out our videos on YouTube and Instagram's IGTV,
including special feature segments,
5 minutes with the G,
the Straight Shootin View,
coaching with JBK. We produce, record and edit video content
and audio on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
Verbal, Podomatic,
Anchor,
Spotify
and other podcast platforms.
Join the Pitch Talk revolution on Twitter, Instagram,
Facebook
and www.pitch-talk.com.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
I can see you now. I can see you now and then. I can see you now.
Welcome to
the Straight Shootin View.
What is up, people? My name is Straight Shootin LJA, and welcome to another episode of the Straight Shootin View. Now, I want to talk about a FIFA cap, and I'm not talking about a hat, even though I like to wear hats. But FIFA are looking to cap excessive and abusive agents' fees. Just want to read you this quickly. A 10% cap will be placed on football agents' fees as FIFA attempts to tackle the excessive and abusive sums taken out of the game by representatives. The cap will apply to the amount an agent can earn in relation to the transfer fee their client moves for, with an additional cap of 3% for the players' wages to be introduced for other services from next season, 2022-2023. So a season of changes, 2022-2023. It's a shame they couldn't change the World Cup around, but more than that, that's a different story. Leading agents such as Mino Raiola, may he rest in peace, by the way, Erling Haaland's representative, as well as Paul Pogba, among others. And Erling Haaland, also Jonathan Barrett, who looks after the career of stars such as Gareth Bale, have threatened legal action against such a move, although a German court has found in FIFA's favour at a preliminary hearing. This was back in December of 2021. The figures released revealed intermediaries earned fees of $760,000 or over in 117 transfers during 2021 alone. One such deal saw an unnamed agent pocket a fee worth 118% of the transfer fee paid by a German club to a French club for one player. I think you'll agree with me that that is utterly absurd and astronomical in equal measure. The double A right there. FIFA's latest report comes off the back of evidence handed over by the Premier League, International Players Union, FIF Pro, and the European Club Association. So, let's fast forward a month to the end of January 2022. FIFA should tighten its proposed rules on intermediaries to limit the money made by super agents, the influential Council of Europe was told. A cap on the amount agents can make in any transaction and on the service fees they can charge are among the ideas to be put forward, alongside the creation of a solidarity system that would lead to money filtering down from the biggest clubs in Europe to smaller clubs and leagues and teams. The recommendations form part of a report by the Council's Committee on Culture, Science, Education and Media into Football Governance that, if adopted, would mean the Council will be broadly endorsing new rules while setting absolute limits on the money an agent can make on any deal. FIFA is trying to implement its reforms in the face of stern opposition from top agents, as mentioned Jonathan Bartlett and Mino Raiola. May he rest in peace once again. FIFA is actually soliciting responses from around the game on the third version of its proposed reforms, with feedback expected to continue. So this is ongoing. But as I said, it is one of them ones where FIFA does remain hopeful of implementing this year, 2022. Now, I have always said that a lot of agents get paid way too much. Mino Raiola, for what he earned off the Paul Pogba deal, which rumour has it was £20 million. Considering Paul Pogba moved for what, 80, 89, it's like, wow. For an agent to basically make a quarter, it's legalized insanity. And certain agents, Kia Jarabchian being another one, some of these agents are clearly pushing for their clients to move every year or every other year because they know they can make a shed load on basically the kickbacks that they would get through transfer fees. So a lot of these agents, in my opinion, are absolutely mocking And placing a cap on these agents, you know what? I'm totally in favour of it. I think that cap should be 10%, maximum 10%. Because at the end of the day, because look at the inflated transfer fees that are going on right now anyway. And you look at the amount that clubs are spending on agents, especially in the Premier League. I might actually do another podcast / vlog just based on that alone, because it's astronomical, the millions being spent by teams, not just in the Premier League, but in the Football League as well. And then you open that out to Europe, it gets even more insane how much is being spent on agents to just purely be intermediaries. So, as I said, that's an issue in and of itself. But FIFA being urged to tighten the rules, yeah, they should be tightening the rules. I mean, remember, I think UEFA, have recently been looking at, it's either FIFA or UEFA, have been recently looking at regulating agents again. Because I think it was UEFA back in 2013-14, we went over it on a Pitch Talk live show. I think it was UEFA that started deregulating agents. So essentially you're creating a wild, wild west of agents. Anybody can be an agent and just walk in. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you do need regulations. Otherwise, you are going to get any 2-bit J-Brone charlatan coming in saying that they're looking out for the welfare of their players when all they're looking out for is the welfare of their wallets. So this is the thing with these quote-unquote super agents, where it's like, oh, I'm looking out for the welfare of my players. No, you're looking out for the welfare of your wallet, and that's it. Clearly. Because you're making comments about your player in the media and saying, oh yeah, my player feels this way, and starting and burning bridges at clubs for your player. It's like, what kind of welfare is that? You're not taking care of your player. You're mocking. So for me, it's one of them ones where it's like regulation of agents and a limit on how much they can make. Yes, some would say a salary cap in a free market economy you actually can't do. And to an extent you can't, but I think players' salaries need to be reined in. So agents, sorry, if players are at threat of getting their salaries reined in by any sort of wage cap, then really and truly it should happen to agents too. So that's the way I'm kind of looking at it. But I can understand from the other point of view where, I said, in a free market economy, you don't want to be limited as to how much money you can make. So I can understand Raiola, Bartlett, among others, wanting to take up a legal challenge against these things. I can totally understand that. Have no issue with it. Because at the end of the day, it's like, you don't want to be limited on how much you can make. So as a player, if you want to move to a club for a bigger salary, hey, more power to you. The fans might not love you as much. The board might throw you away after a couple of years, but if you want to make as much money as you can, I have no issue with that. But I just don't like the way some of these quote-unquote super agents will bleat till the cows come home about, oh, I'm caring for my players' welfare, when they're really not. That's where it starts getting sinister. You look at AD Ward and the whole Raheem Sterling leaving Liverpool. It's like, I've always said, Raheem Sterling leaving Liverpool, he needed to do that, because he would have never become the player he has become now if he had stayed at Liverpool, because the club was in shambles at that point. It really was. It wasn't the right club for his development, and it hurts me to say that. As a copper, it really hurts me, but that's just the way that it is. And I'm glad for the player that Raheem Sterling has become, and I'm glad for the role model that he's become as well. But with, I said, a lot of these agents, again, coming back to AD Ward, look at how he shot his mouth off trying to get Sterling out of Liverpool. And then when Jurgen Klopp took over after Rodgers was sacked, it was like, oh, my player really would have done well under Jurgen Klopp. He would have loved to have worked under him. Well, you burnt the bridge. You're supposed to be this super agent or wannabe super agent, and you literally burnt a bridge for your client. Where if you had held on, your player could have played under Jurgen Klopp and potentially flourished, whilst the club was in the ascendancy, and we're seeing it right now. So it's one of them where it's like, It is what it is. But I can understand these agents wanting to take up a legal challenge, but at the same time, a lot of these super agents wanting to take up this legal challenge against these potential reforms are part of the problem. And they are the ones who have facilitated things to such a point where even FIFA, the clown show that they've been for decades, have had to step in and be like, yeah, we kind of want to reform this and sort this out because this is buggered. That's how bad it's got. But you know what? I want to know your views. Comment section is below. FIFA bringing in new regulations to curb the amount and cap the amount that agents can make. Is it fair to agents? Should it have been done a long time ago? What do you think? Comment section is below. I want to know your views. www.pitch-talk.com is the official website for everything Pitch Talk. Connect with us there. You can listen to our podcast there on the podcast page. You can catch our videos there on the vlogs and videos page. We have so much going on the Pitch Talk official website. Remember, youtube.com/Pitch Talk is where you can find our videos, including our cup final specials, vlogs such as Coaching with JBK, 5 Minutes with the G, the Straight Shootin View, and much, much more. We're always trying to work on delivering more. Speaking of more, podcasts, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Verbal, VURBL, Ghana, GAANA. We're out there in India. We are on a lot of podcast platforms, TuneIn Radio, and also Spotify as well. You can catch video versions, aka vlogs, of our podcasts on Spotify as well if you listen to your podcast there. So wherever you want to find us, you can find us. Player FM as well. We are on there. So it is one of them ones. At Pitch Talk on Twitter. Tweet with us, follow us, see what we are up to. Facebook.com/Pitch Talk. Become fan, become friend, become member of the group. Join the footballing revolution we are working so hard to create. At Pitch Talk on Instagram for vlog previews, pictures, and much, much more as well. Also, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're on there. Come and find us. Join the footballing revolution. I have been Straight Shootin LJA, and until next time, thank you for joining me on the Straight Shootin View. Take it easy, peeps.
Join the Pitch Talk revolution.
Check out the official Pitch Talk website.
www.pitch-talk.com. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Pitch Talk.
We are fans of football, dropping vlogs, videos and podcasts on the beautiful game.
Check out our videos on YouTube and Instagram's IGTV,
including special feature segments,
5 Minutes with the G,
the Straight Shootin View,
Coaching with JBK. We produce, record and edit video content
and audio on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
Verbal, Podomatic,
Anchor,
Spotify
and other podcast platforms.
Join the Pitch Talk revolution on Twitter, Instagram,
Facebook,
and www.pitch-talk.com.
The pitch is where we eat.
the pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
I can see you now.